Welcome, welcome, welcome to the first installment of the 2023 Getting to Know the Recruit. That's right. It is back. Y'all's favorite feature that we do on OU Insider as far as videos goes. And I had to start this one out with probably the best personality in the 2023 class, as far as talkative, as far as somebody that will answer bluntly, and he doesn't hold back. So we're here with 2023 four-star Orlando, Florida, Dr. Phillips High School offensive lineman Payton Kirkland joining us here today. Payton, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Oh, dude, it is it's 9:22 here tonight on this Tuesday, April 19th. You are visiting Oklahoma on Thursday through Sunday, but we will get to that. We will get to that later on. First, we're going to talk about a whole lot of non-football topics. You people that are watching this are going to get to know Payton for Payton, not the football player Payton, the person Payton. And that's what this thing is all about. We are going to talk about everything that is non-football, that is just life-oriented, maybe the favorite thing that they do, maybe it doesn't matter. Wherever the conversation leads us, we'll go. But we will end it with some recruiting talk, and then we'll go out from there. So, man, first off, man, how you doing? I know people don't know Dr. Phillips. A lot of people don't know where that thing's located. So kind of talk to everybody about where exactly that thing's located in Orlando, because the first time I went there, I was like, what in the hell, man? You're getting to watch these dudes go down roller coasters across the street.
Yeah, so like we're literally directly across the street from Universal Studios. And it's kind of funny because we'll be slaving at practice, running sprints and stuff. We hear people screaming and having a grand old time while we're practicing and walking to class and stuff. Yeah, I was just at the school for my banquet, and there was kids screaming on the ride.
So what ride is it? Is it the Harry Potter castle? Is that what that thing is right there?
So the Harry Potter castle, for what we can see, because they tried to build a wall, but it doesn't hide anything. So the Harry Potter's on the right, and then you have Universal Studios on the left. It's Ripper Eye Rocket and the Hulk. So
okay,
that's where we can hear Harry Potter. You can't hear it. Well, we can hear the music sometimes, but that's it.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Universal Studios? Have you went in there and actually enjoyed yourself?
Too many times. I've been to Universal. After about my third time, I just stopped enjoying it. To be honest, it's the same thing over and over again. Yeah, it looks huge, but in all honesty, it's not that big.
See, that's like a humble brag that you live and you get to go to do those type of things. Where us people in Oklahoma are like, we design a whole vacation on Disney World and Universal Studios. And the funny thing is my boss lives down there. So he's always like, he hates it just like you all do. He's like, the traffic sucks, all the visitors, all that stuff. And you guys hate us, but we love going down there.
I mean, look, the craziest part is like, I live in between the two biggest malls in Orlando. So I can literally walk to both of those malls from my apartment right now. So it's just the traffic outside of my house every single day of the year. It's crazy. Like, I can't even get to school without sitting in traffic for 10 minutes. And my school is only 6 minutes away.
Oh, wow. So you live off Highway 4 then, right?
Excuse me?
You live off Highway 4?
Yeah, I live off I-4. Literally right off I-4.
Wow. Yeah, that's a busy highway for sure. So let's talk about, I guess, you growing up. Are you born and raised in Florida? Did you? Nope. I knew you weren't, but I just go ahead and you tell everybody how you ended up where you were, where you were born and all that.
So I was born in Jackson, Mississippi, and that's where a lot of my family is, like half of it. And then like after like 2 weeks, my parents drove back up to Chicago because we were on vacation when they had me. And so I was raised in Chicago. And, you know, if you ask me where I'm from, I'm never going to say Florida or Orlando. I'm always going to say Chicago because that's just how it is up there. Yeah, you know, my parents, you know, my dad had a job opportunity down here because he had finished playing basketball and got back into civil engineering. And then they felt that it would be better to bring me down to Florida right before high school because I had better opportunities to get places, you know, because they had a vision for me and pretty much I just had to put the plan in motion. So I moved to Florida about 6th grade and end of 6th grade. And I started playing basketball and all that down here because I was always playing basketball. So I started playing for the #1 basketball program in the country. And then played football once in 7th grade, got hit, quit it immediately, was not playing any games. And then my freshman year, my mom forced me to play football. Like, I literally cried because I didn't want to play football. I was so scared. Mind you, I was 6'4", about like 285, 290 at the time. I was scared to play football. And I went to the field. I told the coach I was a receiver. He told me to leave the practice.
He told you to leave?
Yeah, because I played receiver in Little League when I was in 7th grade. And I didn't know, like, I was like, why are the kids so small? And I'm 6'4", about 290, walking into high school talking about I'll play receiver. And I was backup D tackle for the first 3 weeks of the season. And then they moved me to left tackle because people got hurt. Finished the season at left tackle, and then I just blew up from there after that.
Wow. So talk how you got in with Coach Jones, who was your trainer. You obviously trained with Malik, you trained with Derek LeBlanc, and several other guys. You guys are a real tight unit too. Like, you guys are all really close friends. You guys do a lot of the things together. Talk about how you got into that part of it, and when did you kind of realize, okay, football is where I need to be?
Well, so right after my freshman season ended, my mom had been friends with Coach Jones, Coach Tank. She had been friends with him for about 2 years prior to that. So, and he never knew that she had like a son that was my size, right? So she finally took me out to train with him one day. I didn't want to go, of course, because I didn't want to play football at the time. And there was this kid named Jason Williams. I think he goes to Central Michigan right now. And he was just letting him fire off in my chest. And I'm thinking, like, is he supposed to be doing this? And I'm sitting there questioning if I want to play football or not in the first place. And why am I letting him why am I letting him punch me in the chest like this if I already don't want to be out here? And then after the session, he went to my mom, how you like it? She was like, I like it. He gonna come back. Got in the car and I cried. And then after that, no one kept bringing me out there. And I don't know if you probably don't know him, or I don't know if you do, but this kid named Nick Campbell, 3-star defensive tackle, signed for NC State. And he had a few offers at the time. It was about the time he was first blowing up and all of that, and I had no offers. Like, you got any offers? I was like, nah. He was like, oh, okay, I'm about to kill you. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. And then we get to one-on-ones. He fires off the ball. I guess he misfired with his hands. Bam, hit me in the mouth. Lip split down the middle. I had to get stitches after that and all of that. I was leaking. Coach Jones told me, like, you wanna stop? You just gonna chicken out? I'm like, no, I'm good. And after that, I started locking up, and I was always the kid. I was letting everybody off easy. I was the big kid. I was really soft, and I feel like that moment really just forced the dog out of me, and I was just able to click it on when I got on the field. And when I got off, I was just the same guy I am right now, and kept training with him. And in my entire freshman year offseason, I just got my tail whipped by Malik, Nick, Zane Durant at Penn State. A lot of guys. Tyler Davis, the defensive tackle at Clemson. I just got my tail whipped for an entire summer. And then I went to an Under Armour camp, left there with 13 offers. And after that was a story. Because, like, the reason our training group were all so successful is because we call it live bullets. That's how we learn. We don't learn from sitting there and slapping bags and slapping hands and stuff. No, that's not how we learn. We learn from lining up across from each other and getting after it. And then if you mess up, we'll teach it. And you got to go back the next rep. You got to fix it. Simple as that. Because a lot of trainers, they train on bags, little dummies with the arms.
Yeah.
Never in a situation where you ever seen an offensive lineman sitting still like that. Ever. You never see a defensive lineman pass rushing still with his chest open.
No.
That's not what you see. That's why we call it live bullets. And that's why all of us, we excel so much. And you see us travel the country together, and like go places. That's because Trenchman Academy it's more than just a training system. It's a brotherhood, to be honest. It's a brotherhood. Like, it really makes us all so tight because we bleed together, we shed tears together, we sweat together, and it's all like, we call it a gorilla cage because in all honesty, that's what it is. It just look like a bunch of gorillas running around slapping each other out there. If it was a random person walking by, what are those big guys doing over there? Like, it doesn't look normal. I've never had a shirt on at a session. Like, I used to talk a lot, but now it's just like, I'll just show you. I let my game speak now, but it really drives the dog out of you. Like, I made Derek better. Derek made me better, to be honest. Like, me and Derek, our relationship is really tighter than me and Derek are really tighter than most of the Trenchman Academy brothers because I'm with Derek. We don't go to the same school, but I'm with him twice a week. So it's just it's hard to even explain it, to be honest. That's my brother right there. I love that man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's dive into that. You and Derek, you talk about how tight you guys, how close knit you guys are. When did that relationship kind of spawn? Like, whenever you're going at each other, does that brotherhood kind of, I guess, does it take you guys to another level when you're training with each other to where, like, sometimes you guys are almost about to fisticuff with each other because you're just pissed off, or one person did something to one guy and you guys you didn't like it. And
I could promise you this: if there's any session that me and Derek is at, there's never been a time where we didn't fight.
Oh wow, okay.
But I love that we're like he's my own brother, and we always gonna go out to eat right after that because that's our routine. We go out there, Coach Tank kills us in the drills, and then we go do one-on-ones and stuff like that. Fight, then we go eat. I remember this one time, it was a session that because usually I go to the training session on this side of town, and then Derek and them had their session over there. So I had Coach Aaron Jones. I had him pick me up from practice one time. I was like, hey, Coach, bring me to Osceola with you. Let's surprise Derek and John Walker, right? And they see me, right? They drive in their cars. They, okay, yeah, all right. They nod their heads in their car, smiling. And the lights went off out there. It was a field, so they had the big lights on, no shirts on, none of that. And it was just the three of us. And we did one-on-ones for almost 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
We went over 100 reps of one-on-ones, over 100 reps. I still got scars all over my chest, and I split Derek's ear in the back. I left with a black eye, with a bubble over my face. John left with all types of scratches and bruises and all of that. It's a gorilla cage, right? And then we're going, right? Derek and John, I'm still getting warmed up. They're working me right now. And then it's just like after that, it's just back and forth. And I'm dropping them. They trying to bull rush. We doing all of this stuff. It's crazy out there. And Tank just pulls out the camera like, wow, this is what it's supposed to look like. A gorilla cage. It's supposed to look like an MMA fight out there. And the way we trained is we do all of that against each other. We get against another kid at the camp. It was like, who is you? Who are you?
Yeah, no, and that's what I wanted to get to is that part, because you guys really do. I've seen you all in camps twice, and each time you both dominate. And John too, John as well, Malik, all those guys, they perform so well in those camps. Can you talk about just kind of how that came about? I know you say the live bullets and all that, and when you're going up against one another, that just makes it to where it's easier against other people. But talk about how you guys progressed to that part and how long it kind of took to get to where you had the confidence to kind of step outside your little group and really, really get after other people one-on-one.
Right. I mean, to be honest, last year we really didn't do that. We didn't camp at all. And a part of that was as soon as my sophomore season ended, I broke my ankle. And then I broke my ankle at the camp, actually. I broke my ankle. Then as soon as I got healthy, June 1st at Georgia, they told me I had to camp. I'm like, what? Why? They told me I had to camp, go out there, patella subluxation, hurt my knee. So I had 0 workouts my sophomore year off season, and I watched everybody else get better but me. It killed me inside. And us traveling together and stuff while I was injured, you know what I'm saying? We were just like, all right, but like when we get back up, like we're gonna show everybody together. Nobody wanted to do it individually. Like we don't want like individual shine. We all want to shine together. So if somebody can sit there and say, dang, those 3 train together, they come out here and they kill everybody. That's bigger than just, oh, he trained with him and he came out here and killed everybody. We feel like it's more impactful. So I sat there and watched everybody else get better while I waited. I patiently waited. I got cleared 3 days before the first game of the season. After the season over, I told Coach Jones, I said, Coach Jones, I don't care what my ranking says. I promise to God, I'll show you why I'm the #1 offensive lineman in the country this year. This all season. I said, I will travel the country and show everybody why I'm the best offensive lineman in the country, regardless of the ranking. And, you know, the fruits of our labor really does help. I call up Derek, Malik, John. I call up everybody. Hey, guys, let's get some work. You know, so let's compete. No other O-lineman, just me and y'all. Simple as that. I get them better, they get me better. I don't like there to be other offensive linemen in my training sessions. You know? And
you want all the reps.
I want every single one. I don't care if I'm passing out, if I'm pantsing. I want every single rep.
You take all the smoke, huh?
I'll take all of it. And then with us doing that together, we're able to go to these camps, and it's just like, all right. Am I like all the D linemen that train with me? They feel like I'm the best offensive lineman in the country. Like, all right, so they already line up in front of somebody at the campus. Like, oh, all right, okay. Like, I've been against PK over 300 reps in the past 4 weeks. Like, the slight, right? Because I work with Trent Williams on my technique, so it don't get no better than that. I work with Aaron Jones on my technique. It don't get better than that. I have a college coach at my school. It doesn't get better than that. So when we go out there, it's just we've seen the best of the best, so nobody can match that. Nobody really has matched our intensity yet when we travel. And if somebody does, best believe that would be the most fun one-on-one session I ever have done. If somebody can match our energy. Because in all honesty, one thing we've like trained ourselves to do is like we don't care about your stars, your rankings, your offers, because we've seen guys that are dogs with no offers. They train with us. I believe Brandon Flakes is the top 5 defensive lineman in the country. We're going to Northwestern. In all honesty, I don't care how many stars the defensive lineman has or any of that, because when we're at training, there's at least 40 stars in that field, but none of us have stars when we're out there training. That don't mean anything when we're out there. So if somebody comes up in front of us and they're a quote unquote 4-star and #1 in their position in the country, it's just show me. Show me that you're better than what I see 3 times a week. Simple as that.
Well, so you brought up your coach, obviously being a college coach that worked with you at Dr. Phillips. Can you talk about your high school program? And then I want to follow up with you brought up Trent Williams, and Oklahoma fans here is just, instantly just perked up. They're like, whoa, he trains with Trent Williams, or Trent Williams helps him, talk about that relationship that you have there with both so talk about the expectations at Dr. Phillips and kind of the coaching staff there and how they've helped you along the way, and then jump into Trent Williams and how that relationship spurned and how that's helped you throughout your high school career as well.
Right. So at Dr. Phillips, the first thing you'll like get taught as a player is this goes for everybody at our school. Our slogan at our school is never less than the best. If you're not giving us your best, if you're not being the best at all times, then there's no reason you should be at Dr. Phillips High School. Coach Rodney Wells and Coach Sitter, those are my guys. Coach Sitter's my offensive line coach. Coach Wells is my head coach. Coach Wells lit out for me and my mom at a time when we felt nobody else was helping us. We were at a terrible place in our lives, homeless, nowhere to stay, and all of that, right before high school started. And with that being said, it's more than just a powerhouse football program and athletic school. It's a brotherhood. It's a family there, from the top of the staff to the janitors. Like I literally know all the janitors by name at Dr. Phillips High School. And when it comes down to the football aspect of it, if you're not out there if you're out there to just have fun and be a part of a football team, you can't be on the team. That's just what it is. It's like we practice is so intense, the way we play is so intense. It's like we're never gonna get beat physically, ever. That's just not gonna happen. And a lot of the times, if you see Dr. Phil lose a game, it's because of leadership or mental mistakes. You feel me? It's never because of we got out physical or they were just better than us. Nah. We've never lost because of somebody else. We've always lost because of ourselves. And, you know, in all honesty, I feel like Coach Wells, after Coach Wells done with high school coaching, he'll probably go be a college coach somewhere too. Because Coach Wells is a mastermind. Coach Wells is a genius. You see what he's done for this program, coaching these last 20 years, you know? Took them to 3 state championships in a row. And then Adam Sitter, our offensive line coach, he was the assistant offensive line coach at Florida when they won a national championship. He was there for 4 years, I think. And then he went to be Kansas interim offensive line coach and then assistant offensive line coach. And then he was assistant offensive line coach for the Patriots for a couple of years too. And by the grace of God, he came back to be our offensive line coach because he has babies, small babies, you know? So Coach Sitter could easily go be an offensive line coach somewhere like Colorado State or somewhere like that right now, you know? He's gotten offered the Jacksonville assistant offensive line coach job, Vikings assistant offensive line coach job, and he turned him down. So that's just a blessing to have him there because he's preparing me to go play college ball before I even get there. So I'm gonna walk in the car. I'm not gonna be behind in the mental aspect of it. Yeah, I gotta learn the playbook, but everything is when it comes down to football and offensive lines, it's all the same. In all honesty, it's what I've noticed. It's all the same. Just coaches have their own different terminology. That's it. And on top of that, me having access to Trent Williams and being able to speak with him all the time because, you know, he reached out to my mom and, you know, he said he likes how I play and he sees a lot of himself within me. And, you know, my mom's name is Veronica. His mom's name is Veronica. They've hit it off too. And,
that's cool.
You know, we'll FaceTime. He'll send me clips and stuff and clips to watch and he'll critique my film and things of that sort, teach me a few things about pass pro and run game and just about the mental aspect of the game. And that's like my big brother right now. So, you know, I mean, it's one of the only NFL players that I have a relationship with and just so happened to be my favorite player. So I almost peed on myself when I first saw him on my mom's phone. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So I guess to end this, man, real quick, and I appreciate everybody. This is 2023 4-star Dr. Phillips High School offensive lineman, Payton Kirkland. I want to thank you for joining us here.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about your recruiting process. You were just at everybody's going to notice you have Miami on, and people are going to say, and they're going to jump to conclusions. Folks, he visited Miami yesterday and today, so of course he's going to have Miami on. So let's talk about your recruitment. Let's talk about how things are going. Let's talk about how your process, some upcoming visits, maybe all that. So first off, how was the Miami visit, and what stood out to you on that trip? I know you've been down there several times, but what stands out to you when you go down there and visit the Canes?
I mean, in all honesty, when I first got there in January, it was half of the coaching staff that just got there that day, so nobody really I feel like it's more stable than it was then, and you know, the biggest thing for me was how passionate they are about offensive line. There are 4 guys hands-on offensive line full-time: Coach Cristobal, Coach Potter, Coach Bain, and Coach Marable. And when I'm seeing Coach Cristobal sit there and talk about offensive line, he's almost in tears talking to me about technique. That's beautiful, you know? I love that. And a lot of people, you know, they say, oh, he's a troll, you know, so he's not really interested in that. I'm just enjoying my process, in all honesty. Taking my visits, I'm posting whoever I want, whatever I want, taking pictures, what I can do. And, you know, when it comes down to Miami, I put them in my top 5 for a reason. If I wasn't being serious about Miami, then I wouldn't have put them in there. So,
right. Well, yeah, and obviously you visited Florida quite a bit. Most people, I mean, you and I have talked about this. Most people assume going to Florida, there's a couple crystal balls in there for you to Florida. Talk about your relationship with that staff and how many times you've been there, and maybe a return visit here soon. I don't know, but talk about overall where you're at with Florida and the Gators.
Well, with the Gators, to be honest, I love the staff and all of that, and I'm not committed anywhere. A prediction, that's cool and all. I've been there. I've been there 3 times since the new staff got there. I went for a junior day type of deal, and then a practice, and then the spring game. So it's really it's very close. It's like an hour and 15 minutes away from the house, so it's an easy drive. It's not too far. Like that's why it's easy. It's easier for me and Derek. Like the beauty of it is, it's not that we're going there. The beauty of it is that it's a school that's in our top 5. That's an easy drive that we can make. Why not make it? If you can go on a visit, if one of your top 5 schools is within an hour of you, you're gonna go every chance you can get. You just can't never be too sure. So that's where I stand with Florida is, Coach Napier is a great guy, and I feel like he's the next Nick Saban, to be honest. Coach Napier is an amazing head coach, and the energy and the spirit that he gives off is just amazing. It's an embodiment, and the embodiment of him is his entire staff. They're all the exact same way. You still got me? You here? Hello? Where did I leave off at?
Well, we were just talking about where you were with Florida.
Well, with Florida, the entire staff is an embodiment of Billy Napier, and I really love what they're doing up there, and they're building something special. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see where they take things in the next few months and few years.
Do you plan on returning there for a visit?
For an official. Unofficials, I'm done with until May 7th is my last unofficial. I can't really announce where that is yet, but that's my last unofficial, and after that is just my OBs, and that's it.
Okay. And so you have another unofficial May 7th, and then you're done. I think I know where it's at because I think you and I have talked about it before. So
we'll see.
Unless it's a surprise, because
it's a surprise. It's a surprise.
Okay. Because okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, you visited Michigan State as well. Can you talk about that? Because I know people in the SEC and the Big 12 and the ACC kind of look and they're like, what Michigan State? Like, what the heck? But obviously they have a great staff. They've been getting a bunch of big names up there to take visits, you being included in on that. DJ Hicks, I'm trying to think, there's a couple other guys that have been there out of the state of Texas as well that have been visiting recently. So that staff has been doing a really good job getting visitors up there. Talk about what kind of persuaded you to go up there and what you thought of East Lansing. And I mean, maybe do you plan on making a return trip down the road? I don't know. Like, talk about that a little bit.
I mean, being from Chicago, I'm a Big Ten fan. Big Ten is my favorite conference. My favorite college football team is Ohio State. That was my dream school. And Michigan State, what they're doing up there is crazy. They're building something really special. And what's intriguing to a lot of recruits is being under a Black head coach and his staff is like, they're all very genuine and upfront and honest about things. And I promise you, they all act the exact same. So it's kind of beautiful what they're doing up there. They finished top 10. They finished top 10 in the country this year. A lot of people wouldn't understand or know that, like, out of my top 5, there's only 2 schools that finished higher than them. I'm not even sure if Oklahoma finish top 10?
Yeah. I think they were. Okay. Wait, did they? No, I don't think they did. I'm thinking recruiting. Yeah, they finished top 10 in recruiting. But no, they were 11-2, and I think they finished 13-14. I can't remember, something like that. I don't know.
Right. If you think about it, only 2 schools in my top 5 that finished the season top 10 are Michigan State and Alabama.
Okay.
Michigan State is a very slept-on program, and I feel like, in all honesty, my mom has great trust in that staff, and that's probably her favorite head coach as of right now. So.
I got you. You're visiting Oklahoma this weekend. You're going to be there Thursday. You said you're going to land in Oklahoma City at 6 p.m. and you'll be there till sometime on the 24th. Talk about Oklahoma. Talk about how that relationship came about. Talk about, I guess, Coach Biedenbow, Coach Venables, and I guess what you're looking for when you go on that visit.
I mean, look, when it comes to the relationships, it's like this is just a staff full of coaches I've been talking to for 3 years. So it's not really much of a new relationship to build or anything like that. But I mean, I'm looking forward to getting around some of the guys like Joshua Bates, you know what I'm saying, see what he likes about the program. And I actually have to call Coach B tonight after this. So just to get a couple of details sorted out. But, you know, Coach Venables was one of the first coaches to reach out, and Coach Todd Bates was actually the first college coach that I had a conversation with, you know. So it's honestly what I'm looking for is just to see what they about to do with this program, to be honest. You know, I understand that they have probably some of the top coaches in the country at each position. And being out there with one of my best friends, Derek LeBlanc, and being out there with Coach Jones, it'll be great. So yeah, I'm just looking for the experience, to be honest. Like I already know what OU is about. I hear a lot about it from Trent too. So it'll be a great trip. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing Jaden Gibson, my guy, my teammate from freshman year. So
okay. So I guess, and you say that's outside of the May 7th that you're done with unofficials. You're taking an official to Oklahoma June 2nd through the 4th or 5th, right? Or June 3rd through the 5th or something to that extent.
2nd through the 5th, yeah.
June 2nd through the 5th. Are you going to camp there as well? Is that what the plan is, or no? Okay, because Derek's camping there. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I'm not.
So okay. So yeah, decision's coming July 23rd. How ready are you to get that over with? Like, or how ready are you?
I can't be more ready, but I just don't know where I'm going. I'm ready for it to end, but I'm just not prepared. Like I'm ready for it to end, but I'm not prepared for it to end yet. So
right.
And I already know like July 23rd is not going to be the end of this. Like there's still going to be a lot of stuff going through and all of that. College coaches trying to reach out, but I don't believe that'll be happening with me specifically because, I mean, the way I handle my recruitment is a lot different than other kids handle their recruitment. Like they don't just leave coaches on the cliffhanger and let them blow their phones up. Like they leave coaches on cliffhangers and let them blow their phones up. Like I promise you, like even like Miles College, I've even had conversations with coaches like, "Hey, coach, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the offer. You know, me and my mom are looking for this, and that within the program, and we just don't feel like this is the place for me at the time. And if anything changes, I'll hit you up." Simple. It's easy as that when it comes down to talking business with a grown man. So that's why I just feel like my recruitment, it won't like be some huge deal where somebody's trying to flip me. So
right. So I guess finally, what are your overall goals for yourself in your final season at Dr. Phillips? I know the state title notwithstanding, what are your goals? Because everybody knows state titles, that's obviously the goal for you. But outside of that, what are you aspiring for? What's kind of your mindset heading into the off season when y'all get through with spring? And when does spring ball start for you guys and spring ball end?
Spring ball starts on Monday. So I get back from OU Sunday. It starts Monday, spring game, May 25th, last day of school. So, you know, it's never just about me. I'm looking to leave an impact on this program far after I leave. It's as simple as that, building the culture, building the standard, and teaching guys how to continue the standard and the culture and the right way of leadership. Because it's not all about just yelling at guys when they're messing up. It's about actually talking to the guys. I have things set up so we have mental health Wednesdays. I pull guys to the side. Hey, what's going on? Like mentally today, like I feel something's off with you. You know, you're showing in your game. Like we can have a conversation. That's how you lead. You know, and I don't even have to be starting to lead. If I go to college and I'm third string, I'm still showing leadership qualities. As simple as that. But personally, you know, I want to be like Gatorade Player of the Year, 0 sacks, 0 pressures allowed. Gotta have the 0 sacks, 0 pressures allowed. What else? To be honest, is just continue to build the culture and the right way of leadership. And this is outside of football, but continue to have my podcast grow and all of that. So,
well, okay, we'll talk about that podcast. So what's it called? So people can follow it.
Yeah, so my podcast will be releasing in the next couple of weeks. We shot the first and second episodes already, and second episode features Coach Aaron Jones and Derek LeBlanc. And so my whole deal was I was watching a certain podcast. I'm not gonna say the name or hear anything, but and it just upset me because it's teaching the youth and it's teaching people viewers that we're just athletes. But in all honesty, like my goal is this: I want to pour back into the youth because in all honesty, we're more than athletes. There's a whole bunch of things you have to be before you can become a Division I athlete and this celebrity, right? Because younger kids, first things they think of when they say when they want to be what they want to be when they grow up, famous, right? Rapper,
yep,
or athlete, musician or athlete. Come on now. There's way more things that you can do than that. Why can't they get into real estate? Why can't they have their own brand? Why can't they want to pursue law? What happened to kids saying on career that they want to be firefighters and policemen and things of that sort, and doctors and all of that? And I just want to shy away from that narrative that we just have to subject ourselves to two categories, because that's just what kids see. But here's the catch though. If a kid sees me, a 17-year-old ball player that has something else going for themselves besides ball, right? I'm somebody that kids look up to already. If they hear me telling them that, it's going to be a lot different than an adult telling them that. They actually listen like, dang, he's a kid and he's saying this to us, he might be right, it might be the truth. But when an adult says something to you, it's just like, he's just saying that because he's old, you know what I'm saying, things of that sort. Kids don't want to listen to adults all the time because they listen to adults at home every single day to their parents. So that's just the whole narrative, and that's just the entire goal. So we'll see where this goes, and I'm really hoping it's not even for me, it's just for the youth. I really hope I can make an impact on somebody greater than myself. Even if I have one viewer, that's fine.
I'm pretty positive you'll have more than that because people view in it just to hear you all talk about schools, and then they'll come away thinking, my goodness, you're so much more than that. And I think that was kind of my deal with this thing is I wanted to hear people listen to you speak and listen to how smart you are, because that's kind of what this is, getting to know the recruit, because there's so much more, like you said, to you all than just the sports aspect of it. And I've gotten to know you over the last few years, and it's been awesome. So I appreciate you coming on here, man, and talking.
Anytime. Yes, sir.
So well, folks, this is 2023 4-star Dr. Phillips offensive lineman Payton Kirkland. Payton, man, I appreciate you coming on here. We're going to do this. It's a wrap for the initial version of Getting to Know the OU Insider.com, 247 Sports, Getting to Know the Recruit. My name is Brandon Drumm. For Payton Kirkland, you all have a blessed night.
Boomer.